Chapter 862 came out. After a week, we finally get the wedding to start. And honestly, before all the shit went down, I'm trying to think. Are Sanji and Pudding technically married? Either way, at the start of this chapter, oh my god. Did anyone else even think of Luffy sleeping in? I mean, we thought of other things that Luffy could do, but Luffy almost missing his own timing just from sleeping. Priceless. It's actually funny that Jinbei thought he would be able to wake them all up within 10 minutes. It's just absolutely ridiculous. But nonetheless, I love how Oda continued to use the duality between the true faces of both Sanji and Pudding during their, walk to the altar, or ride to the altar on Zeus's back, with Pudding just wanting to kill the fuck out of Sanji, and Sanji trying not to fall for her beauty, specifically because he knows she is going to murder the fuck out of him. And honestly, I love how this plays a bigger role in the chapter, because honestly, gags have been something of more importance recently. Remember in Dressrosa, where it was a gag that knocked out Sugar the first time? Or the fact that Sanji got Violet on their side and got her to drop her facade through his gags? Either way, we get to see that the cake is finally revealed. The cake! The cake, man, it is so big and beautiful, and it's doubling as the altar. Which brings me back to when Big Mom, back when, Luffy and the others were entering the forest at the start of the arc, she said she wanted blood on the cake. I mean, back then she was saying Luffy's blood, but in the end, I could still see blood on that cake. And we do get a little bit of blood on the cake. But, Big Mom's not exactly keeping her intentions too far down inside. She's very happy, for one, the cake, and two, to see the Vinsmokes die. Because she's a bitch. And meanwhile, the Vinsmokes are just there. They're so nonchalant. They don't even realize they're about to get killed the fuck up. Yonji's like, oh my god, I almost want to marry this bitch myself. And the other brother's like, you do realize you'd have to be like a son of Big Mom. And they're like arguing semantics in their whispers. While Reiju notices that they are completely surrounded by Big Mom's children. Showing that, yeah, they're probably gonna fucking die. And she knows that Sanji and Luffy should be the ones to get out of there alive. She's once again still giving up. But we finally see the altar, the progress. I mean, oh my god, it looked beautiful, except for the father's face. That fucker looked like a troll. I feel like Oda's just character designs for most of these, from Mother Caramel to the father, just the epitome of troll faces. Oh my god. Ugh, that was one disturbing looking father. Doesn't look like a normal father either. Has a gun on him. But the plan goes awry, not because, well, it hasn't really gone awry yet. If anything, it was saved because while Dogtooth can see the future he saw was not one of the plan getting taken out by another plan, but by Pudding falling down for some reason. Now, we don't exactly know what it is at that specific point, but then comes the point where you have to lift the veil, and Pudding shows her eye. Now, while we're doing this, it's pretty obvious that something's going to break in Sanji's facade, but not exactly what we were thinking. I mean, we got all these flashbacks this chapter showing that Pudding is very sensitive about how people don't think her third eye is beautiful. Even the ugly ass Big Mom says so. And Sanji just says, oh my god, it's beautiful. And that literally breaks her facade down. It breaks her the fuck down. I mean, Sanji's a beast. Like, believe it or not, it's not that Sanji's bad with women, it's just that he's not good enough to, get in there. But he's at least good enough to win their hearts over. You know what I mean? And when Pudding she's just crying tears, she's just breaking down, everything is coming to fruition in a way. And in a sense, all of Sanji's character, which people have found annoying, some people have found awesome, but mostly gag-worthy, it is finally coming in its own as a story element, and I like that. But what else comes in as, an element of Sanji's character is hockey. And if anything, the matchup of Sanji versus Dogtooth seems even more, likely is what I'm saying. It's a little more likely of a matchup if you're just putting hockey in there. I'm not saying Sanji's hockey is stronger. I'm just saying Dogtooth's hockey is so strong that he can really only see one or so things at a time. Because, think about it, from what we've seen of his visions, he was so fixated on why Pudding was falling down that he wasn't able to really get too much of, the rest of the area. Like, he was so fixed on that one thing that by the time the next thing came out, he was too much of a rush to, take on the next one, and the next one, and by the time he sees, well, I'm guessing he saw the vision of Luffy popping out the cake, he's like, fuck, I can't do shit, Big Mom stay behind me, we're all fucked. Everyone run for cover. Because Dogtooth has been taken by surprise, not in the literal sense, because he saw it coming, but he doesn't know what the fuck he saw coming. That is how he was taken by surprise. And quite honestly, I am very much okay with that. And it's not like his thing wasn't a threat. I just like how it played into a point where, because Pudding fell emotionally for Sanji, it shows that it wasn't, if anything, it wasn't him messing up their plan. It was him basically inadvertently opening up for their plan, because first, he's like, wait, what the fuck's going on with Pudding? And while he's thinking about that, boom, he sees that Sanji is about to dodge the father taking the shot that Big Mom signaled for him. And then, boom, he tries to take a shot of his own and doesn't see that Sanji dodges that too, just because he's so focused on the previous thing. And he is so out of it that once he sees Luffy, he's already so bewildered that the randomness of the clones that are made through Brulee's power, we actually get to see a little a panel of Brulee apologizing, but pretty sure nobody can hear her. They used her power, just as like a Seven Sawyer Mage actually predicted would happen. I find that hilarious, because he's just popping out of the cake. But, come on, honestly, that was something anyone could have really predicted if they put their mind to it. Think about it. Luffy, food, popping out. I'm not sure if the real Luffy is among them. Mainly because last time we left the Straw Hats, they were inside of Capone. Maybe they used a mirror while inside of Capone, and they had a piece of the mirror stuck inside of the cave. Actually, that actually sounds like what they possibly could have done. Because it did look like they were running through a hallway while inside Capone. That's not necessary. He could just spit them out. But that would actually show that Capone is in on it immediately. That was one of my biggest gripes, actually. And I think that's probably how it was done. Especially considering Caesar was inside of Capone at that point. They could have just entered through the mirror that he was holding, and then come out another mirror that the two chefs from last chapter could have placed inside of the cake. And that's how that happened. That actually makes perfect sense, now that I think about it. Bravo! Bravo to me! I found out how the plan went, or at least that portion of the plan went. Like, that makes sense, doesn't it? Tell me in the comments below if you guys think that makes sense. Honestly, I don't have anything more to say. I can't wait to see the rest of it. But for all you One Piece fans, anyone who watched the recent death battle should know that the next death battle is going to be Portuguese Ace versus Natsu. And there's a lot of misinformation and real information getting mixed in. I actually created a video on that topic yesterday, and the comments are blowing up for once in their life. So please check that out. And I, Smalls, will see you guys next time, because I love all y'alls. But don't get this shit twisted. I will fuck you up. No, I'm just messing with you. You guys have a great day and a great Easter. Because, I mean, unless you don't celebrate Easter, just have a great weekend period. I'm going to have a great weekend period. I say, I'm just going to spend Easter on my lonesome. But all jokes aside, I will see you guys next time. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. As you guys can see, I've got a bunch of links here. Got my social media. And I also have the new Patreon. So please check all of those out if you get the chance. I am Smalls Black 94. Hopefully I see you guys next time. Peace.